This segment of Naperville Sports Weekly is brought to you by the Daily Herald.
We're Bryan Acevedo, the head coach for Waubonsie Valley Baseball. And so far, Coach, this has been a fantastic start to the season. And really, this is kind of the continuation of what we saw from this team last year. How were you able to, in your first year as head coach, transition into such a good start to this year?
You know, I think it was kind of an easy transition coming off of, the success we had last year. And I've been in the program now, this is my 6th year. I had the pleasure of coaching our seniors for three of their 4 years, and the sophomores the juniors for 2 of their last 3 years here. So I think it was kind of an easy transition in terms of what they expected from me and what I expected of them. And coming off of last year's success with this year's senior class returning, we definitely got some nice pieces to the puzzle.
It seems like through the early part of the season, a lot of the focus, or a lot of the reason why this team has been able to get where it is because of the pitching and timely hitting as well. But let's focus a little bit on the pitching. You have a really nice staff, really nice top 4, and even a little bit beyond that. Tell us a little bit about the pitching and how it's helped you to this point.
Yeah, we came into this season with a lot of people knowing about Brandon Peterson. He threw last year as a sophomore on varsity, but after that, there wasn't a whole lot of people that knew much about anything that we had. And Jason DeVille's done a really nice job. He's kind of turned into our number 2 this year. And big righty, long righty, throws the ball pretty hard. He's done a really nice job for us this year. And then follow up with him, we have Jacob Hennessy, another junior for us in that 3-4 slot. And Preston Everett's a senior that's getting an opportunity this year, and he's done very well for us as well. So those 4 have kind of rounded out the top 4 and our starters so far this year. We've got Quentin Zilke in the bullpen as well, another junior for us. He's throwing the ball real well at the start of the season. Got a save against South Elgin, and a couple wins here on the young season. So he's done well. And then Ryan Jones has kind of made a comeback to the mound after not really pitching for his sophomore or junior year. He threw a lot for us as a freshman and kind of took the last 2 years off, and we're glad to see him back on the mound and having some success as well. So, pitching's kind of been, it was sort of the question mark coming in because we were just unproven, and it's turned out to be a big strength of ours.
How much easier does that make it on you, knowing you weren't quite sure what was going on with the staff heading into the year, and now that you know that it's solid, you can focus on other parts of the team?
Yeah, that's kind of the big thing. I mean, we kind of saw some of this last year, obviously being the sophomore coach and having a few of these guys throwing with us last year. We knew the potential was there, we just hadn't seen it against varsity hitters, and it's been a big focus of ours. Coach Schmid's been working with the pitchers this year and for the last few years here. He's done a fantastic job there. It's kind of allowed us to really focus on hitting. I mean, in the last year was probably one of the best hitting teams Waubonsie's had in at least recent history. So we knew that was a big thing coming in. If we could hit the baseball and kind of back our pitching a little bit, that we'd have some success. And, that's kind of what's happened so far.
I think as it relates to pitching and kind of transitioning over to hitting, your catcher, Nick Price, who has been hitting at a very solid clip, but being a catcher, it goes way beyond just hitting. It's your comfort level with the staff and being able to ingratiate that staff into a comfortable type atmosphere on the mound. How has he sort of helped the pitching staff, and how has he sort of upped his game offensively as well?
Nick's a great catcher, and the thing that kind of goes unnoticed is we have three college catchers on our team right now. One plays shortstop for us, and another, he catches, he's kind of become Jacob Hennessy's personal catcher, which is kind of nice. But Luke Marzano has done a heck of a job. He was a 2-year varsity starting catcher, and we've learned a lot about him this year, where he's been willing to go play first base, right field, left field, and catch occasionally for us, and it just makes us better. Nick's done a real nice job. I think he's learned a lot from Luke as well, just kind of helping him transition into that more of a leadership role from behind the plate. But he's done a nice job of handling the pitchers, and he's gotten an opportunity he's been with Brandon Peterson for all 3 years. They both played up as freshmen at the sophomore level. So, they kind of have a little bit of a history together as well, so it's kind of nice to see them both having success this year.
Now let's look over at your shortstop, Garrett, who's just been hitting the laces off the ball, over 500 his batting average. How have you seen his development increase over the last year to where he is today?
Yeah, I've had the opportunity to see it for 4 years, and it's been kind of an awesome thing to watch. I mean, Garrett's just one of the greatest kids you'll ever have the opportunity to meet. One of the hardest working kids and a great student. I mean, he's the full package. As a freshman, he was a little guy. He was, maybe 5'2", 5'3", and was real slow. and he just hadn't grown into his body, hadn't developed yet. And over the past 4 years, we've really seen that development and that growth happen. He's always had the mind to do it. He's always had, the skills. It just wasn't, up to speed with everybody else. And, to see it kind of all come together this year has been pretty special. And he's having a heck of a year, and we hope it continues for him. And, he's got an opportunity next year to go play over at Xavier University, and, we're excited for him there, but we're looking for, a nice last month and a half here together. So.
Get the most out of him before he heads off to Cincinnati. Warrior Athlete of the Month also, by the way. So,
yes, just named today.
Yeah.
Just named today.
So he's doing a lot of good things for the team. And it's not just Garrett. It seems like there's been a lot of support from the team, whether it's pitching, whether it's hitting, whether it's fielding, from players that maybe aren't seniors yet. So you're going to have them to grow a little bit. How excited is it knowing that you have some more time just even beyond this year? Yeah. We'll see what happens this year, but even just beyond that, you have time to develop some of these really nice players.
Yeah, and that's kind of the nice thing. We've got great team chemistry. This junior class and senior class, they really get along very well, and it's kind of cool to see. They're friends off the field, they hang out off the field. We try to do some things as a team as well, but the junior class, there's a lot of talented kids in there, and I know there's been plenty of people that have kind of talked to me, oh, you're going to be good for the next 2 years, but, we're really focusing on taking advantage of what we've got right now. I think, we're just talking about Garrett, he's having a special year, and it's something that we're looking to do something this year, and we'll worry about next year when we get there and trying to put things together. But we have nice pieces of some puzzles, both as a senior class and the junior class, and it's kind of meshed well together. So we've had a lot of success. Down the road, we'll hopefully be able to continue that. But right now, we're trying to continue doing what we're doing and hopefully make something special happen this year.
You said earlier that this is your 6th year with the program, so you've been with the program for a while. You were with the team last year, a conference title-winning team, a regional title-winning team, 20-something wins, 29 wins, I think it was.
26.
26, excuse me. So this has been a team that you see a lot of good things coming from last year. Looking at last year's team, did you learn anything from your postseason run that you're going to take into your coaching style this year?
Yeah, I had an opportunity to dress last year with the varsity, being the sophomore coach and kind of coming up and during the tournament. And we lost some really great seniors last year. I mean, obviously, they had a lot of success, and Ben Vitry had a heck of a year, one of the best offensive years in school history, and losing a kid like Tyler Hasper and Jack Eddy on the mound, just kind of getting to be around those guys for a little bit and seeing their talent level and what they were able to do and kind of how they rallied behind each other. I mean, just getting out of that first round of the regional game, I think 13 innings over 2 days, just kind of seeing the way they responded to that. I think, especially a lot of the junior class that was up last year for the tournament at the end, got to learn a lot from that group of seniors, and I think it's going to pay dividends for us this year. Just
into the season, essentially. I mean, you got a month left or so, but you have some time to know what you have. What's the thing that you've been the most impressed with, if you can pin it down? I think the thing we've probably been most impressed about, just as a coaching staff in general, is every day it seems like it's somebody else. Garrett's having a great year, and you can't take that away from him, but every day it seems like somebody else is up at the plate in a big spot and they come through for us. 1 through 9, we've gotten big hits out of everybody so far this year, and I think that's probably been the thing that's not necessarily surprised us the most, but something that's kind of, helped us be successful throughout the year so far. I know that coaches don't necessarily like to place expectations on a team at this point in the season, but if you can, maybe just from your point of view, how far do you think this team can go? What type of expectations do you have?
I think, we talk quite a bit on pretty much a regular basis of just playing good baseball, and we'll see what happens at the end of the day. I think we're playing with a lot of confidence right now. And we'll see kind of how far that can take us. There's obviously some talent there, but if we're focused on playing inning by inning and game by game of playing good baseball and taking a good approach at the plate and throwing strikes and picking up the baseball, I think this group has an opportunity to do something special. Where that is or what that is, we won't want to necessarily put a number on it or a position, but I think we do have an opportunity to do some things that are special if we can just continue to play good baseball like we have.
Well, so far the team certainly has its collective head on straight. A lot of exciting wins, a lot of wins by a wide margin, and I think that's something that you like to see. They can win the close ones, but they can also win the ones where they sort of run away with it as well.
Yeah, and that's something we've talked about a little bit. you know, obviously you like to kind of add on every single inning, but sometimes the other pitcher doesn't allow that to happen, you know, as they bear down or somebody else comes in and they start shutting you down. And it's been our ability to just kind of find a way to win. Like we said earlier, it doesn't matter kind of who it is or who's up at the plate. You know, we have that confidence right now that somebody's going to get it done for us. And, you know, I think that's just a real good thing that we've got going right now. So.
And you've also done a really nice job against the DVC teams like Naperville North and Central. Has that sort of been something that you harped on, knowing that you're going to be in the DVC next year?
You know, not really. You know, obviously they play very good baseball over there, but we've got some real good baseball teams in this conference as well. And, you know, I think like we talked about, next year will kind of take care of itself with this junior class becoming seniors, and we're going to look different. The teams in the DVC are going to look different next year as well. So I think right now we're just focused on playing good baseball, and we've got a lot of good games coming up against, you know, some other upstate 8 teams that are going to be going with us over to the DVC next year, and we're kind of all fighting it out right now here. You know, and we got to take that, you know, across town here next year and do a new conference. So, I mean, next year, like I said, it'll take care of itself, and we're really focused on getting things done this year.
Well, the team's playing really well so far. Congratulations, and best of luck throughout the rest of the year.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it.